Just a trickle of drool during sleep can be an early warning sign of silent but dangerous health conditions that threaten our well-being in old age. Once we reach the age of 60, our bodies begin to change quietly, day by day. What once worked smoothly can now slow down or weaken without us even realizing it. A seemingly minor phenomenon like drooling during sleep can actually signal deep-seated disorders beginning to develop inside the body. If we underestimate or ignore it, we may miss the golden opportunity to detect and manage potential health risks early, from neurological and motor problems to respiratory and digestive issues. In today's video, we are going to explore why drooling at night becomes an important sign after the age of 60, and why it deserves our attention and monitoring rather than being brushed aside. This is not just knowledge, it is an essential toolkit to help each of us take more proactive and mindful care of our bodies as we journey through aging. Before we begin, please leave a comment below as a positive commitment to yourself. For example, you could say, "I choose to love and take care of my body every single day," or any loving message you want to send yourself. And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on valuable and useful health information for older adults. Let us spread positive energy together and live healthy, happy lives every day. To better understand the hidden causes behind this phenomenon, let us dive deeper into the analysis. After the age of 60, our bodies start to change in subtle ways that are not always easy to detect. One of the often overlooked signs is drooling during sleep. Many people think it is just a small inconvenience, but in reality, it may reflect profound changes happening within the body. As we age, the muscles around our mouths and throats gradually weaken over time. The once strong muscles that helped retain saliva and control. Swallowing lose their flexibility. At the same time, the nervous system does not transmit signals as quickly and accurately as it used to, making saliva control less effective. During deep sleep, the body relaxes, and if the mouth muscles are not strong enough, saliva can leak out unconsciously. This is entirely natural as we age, but it is also a gentle reminder that our bodies require more attention. Besides physiological changes, some daily habits can also worsen this condition. Sleeping on your side or stomach allows saliva to easily flow out due to gravity. Minor issues such as chronic nasal congestion, sinus infections, sore throats, or acid reflux can make mouth breathing more common, further leading to saliva leakage during sleep. However, the real concern arises when drooling is no longer just a result of aging or lifestyle habits. If you notice that saliva leakage is increasing, accompanied by symptoms such as difficulty swallowing, slurred speech, facial muscle weakness, or persistent fatigue, these could be warning signs of underlying neurological problems. Sometimes these small changes are the very first signs of serious diseases. Behind this seemingly harmless phenomenon lie potential illnesses that we must recognize early to safeguard our health in old age. First, minor stroke. A minor stroke, also known as a transient ischemic attack, happens when the blood flow to the brain is temporarily disrupted. Although the symptoms may disappear after a few minutes to a few hours, it is not something that should be taken lightly. Drooling at night can be one of the most silent indicators, because when the part of the brain that controls the mouth muscles is affected, the ability to manage swallowing and saliva retention declines. Patients may not even realize they are gradually losing fine motor control in their facial muscles until other, more apparent symptoms arise. The troubling reality is that many older adults often think that nighttime drooling is normal and simply related to aging. They ignore it or hesitate to seek help until more dangerous signs appear, such as difficulty speaking, weakness in the limbs, or even sudden loss of consciousness. Meanwhile, a minor stroke is a powerful warning that a real stroke could occur within a few days or weeks if no timely intervention is made. The difference between recognizing a minor stroke early or late can determine the quality of a person's remaining life. Early detection offers a chance to prevent permanent brain damage and avoid severe complications such as paralysis, memory loss, or disability. However, if we are negligent, skip medical examinations, do not make necessary lifestyle changes, or fail to follow treatment plans, the consequences can be devastating. Second, Parkinson's disease. It is not a coincidence that doctors pay special attention to nighttime drooling after the age of 60 when assessing the risk of Parkinson's disease. In many cases, this is one of the earliest, quietest, and most easily overlooked signs of the condition. Parkinson's disease is not merely about hand tremors, as many people might think. It is the slow but relentless degeneration of the central nervous system, directly affecting mobility, facial expressions, and the body's automatic functions, including saliva secretion and swallowing. As Parkinson's disease begins to develop, one of the first areas to be affected is the group of nerve cells that produce dopamine, a neurotransmitter essential for smooth and refined movement. The lack of dopamine causes the muscles of the face, including the lips, jaw, and mouth, to perform less efficiently. As a result, patients struggle to control saliva and may gradually lose the natural swallowing reflex, leading to saliva accumulation and unintentional leakage during sleep. This is why many patients diagnosed with late-stage Parkinson's report experiencing nighttime drooling long before they noticed more obvious motor symptoms. Even more concerning is the fact that this symptom is so mild and painless that it is easy to overlook. An elderly person might simply think they slept on their side, or that aging has reduced their body's control, without realizing that these subtle changes are quietly signaling an internal battle within their nervous system. If not detected and addressed promptly, Parkinson's disease will progressively worsen, severely impairing mobility, leading to tremors, muscle stiffness, unsteady gait, rigid facial expressions, and eventually the complete loss of the ability to care for oneself. As the disease advances, treatment becomes much more difficult, and the patient's quality of life declines rapidly. Third, Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia. Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia all begin with the silent damage to brain neurons. When areas of the brain responsible for fine motor skills and bodily control are affected, actions that are usually automatic, such as swallowing saliva, become less efficient. Patients gradually lose the ability to manage the amount of saliva produced in the mouth, and as they drift into sleep and their muscles relax, saliva naturally leaks out without them realizing it. What makes this dangerous is that in its early stages, Alzheimer's disease progresses very quietly. Patients can still function and communicate almost normally, since symptoms like nighttime drooling cause no pain and do not immediately impact overall health. Both the patient and their family often overlook them. However, these subtle changes are actually warning bells that the body's autonomic nervous system, the fundamental system that keeps the body running, is beginning to deteriorate. Beyond the loss of swallowing control dementia, patients often experience other small but persistent changes, forgetting appointments, getting lost on familiar routes, struggling to find the right words, and even experiencing shifts in personality and behavior. By the time these symptoms become obvious, the neurological damage has often become severe, making treatment much more challenging. Fourth, peripheral neuropathy. Unlike central nervous system damage, such as strokes or Alzheimer's disease, peripheral neuropathy occurs when the nerves outside the brain and spinal cord, which are responsible for transmitting motor and sensory signals, become damaged. This nerve damage can lead to subtle changes in how the body manages automatic functions, including the control of saliva. In a healthy person, the peripheral nervous system coordinates the smooth interaction between the muscles of the mouth-throat and upper digestive tract, allowing us to swallow saliva effortlessly without even thinking about it. However, when these nerves are damaged, the ability to control fine motor muscles begins to decline. As a result, saliva is not swallowed efficiently, builds up in the mouth, and easily leaks out when the body relaxes during sleep. This condition is particularly common among individuals with long-term diabetes, where high blood sugar levels silently damage small nerves. Such patients not only lose sensation in their hands and feet, but also suffer impairments to other autonomic motor functions, including swallowing control. If not identified early, this condition can gradually worsen, leading to more serious problems, like difficulty swallowing, malnutrition, and even an increased risk of aspiration pneumonia from inhaling saliva into the lungs during sleep. Unfortunately, nighttime drooling is often dismissed by patients and their families as a mere sign of aging, or the result of sleeping on one side. This casual attitude causes many cases of peripheral neuropathy to be diagnosed only at late stages, when nerve damage has become much harder to reverse, therefore paying close attention to small changes like drooling, especially when accompanied by symptoms such as numbness in the hands and feet. Facial muscle weakness or difficulty gripping objects becomes critically important. Early examination, early detection, and timely lifestyle adjustments can significantly slow disease progression and greatly improve quality of life. Fifth, sleep apnea. Nighttime drooling after the age of 60 is not just a symptom of declining muscle or nerve function due to aging. Health experts also view it as a potential warning sign of sleep apnea, a dangerous but often underestimated disorder. Sleep apnea occurs when the airway becomes intermittently blocked during sleep, causing the person to temporarily stop breathing multiple times throughout the night. Each time breathing stops, the brain is forced to wake the body, even if just briefly, to restore airflow. This repeated arousal disrupts the deep sleep cycle, leading to numerous negative health consequences, from an increased risk of high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease, to memory loss and reduced mobility. When the airway is obstructed, the body responds by opening the mouth wider to seek more air. Sleeping with the mouth open becomes more common among those with sleep apnea. This prolonged mouth-opening posture during sleep allows saliva to leak out more easily, resulting in nighttime drooling. In older adults where muscles have already weakened and swallowing reflexes have diminished, retaining saliva in the mouth becomes even more difficult. Moreover, sleep apnea leads to restless sleep, frequent awakenings, and disrupted sleep patterns. Symptoms such as daytime fatigue, early morning headaches, dry mouth, or a choking sensation during the night often accompany persistent drooling. However, because these signs are subtle, at first, many people, especially seniors, focus only on the drooling without realizing that serious sleep disturbances are occurring inside their bodies. If left undiagnosed and untreated, sleep apnea can lead to extremely dangerous complications such as strokes, heart failure, arrhythmias, and accelerated cognitive decline. That is why doctors always emphasize that drooling at night after the age of 60, particularly when accompanied by signs like loud snoring or waking up gasping for air, should be taken seriously and evaluated thoroughly to screen for sleep apnea. Sixth, esophageal dysfunction. The esophagus, a muscular tube connecting the mouth to the stomach, plays a vital role in transporting food and saliva smoothly through peristaltic waves. In older adults, natural aging reduces the muscle tone of the esophagus, causing these movements to become weaker and less precise. As the esophagus loses its efficiency, saliva and oral secretions are not swallowed smoothly, but tend to accumulate, making them more likely to leak out of the mouth during deep sleep. Additionally, several esophageal conditions common among seniors, such as esophageal spasms, gastroesophageal reflux disease, or inflammation of the esophagus, also disrupt the swallowing process. People suffering from these conditions often experience discomfort and chest pain, along with difficulty in controlling saliva. During sleep, when the body relaxes and the swallowing reflex diminishes significantly, saliva naturally leaks out, resulting in prolonged nighttime drooling. What is important to note is that drooling caused by esophageal dysfunction often does not occur alone. It may be accompanied by symptoms such as the sensation of a lump in the throat, difficulty swallowing, painful swallowing, acid reflux, or hoarseness. However, since these symptoms typically develop slowly rather than suddenly, patients and even their families often fail to recognize the seriousness until the condition has significantly worsened. If left untreated, esophageal dysfunction can lead to severe consequences such as malnutrition, aspiration pneumonia from inhaling secretions into the lungs, or exacerbation of existing chronic illnesses in the elderly. Seventh, salivary gland disorders. The salivary glands consist of 3 pairs of major glands along with numerous minor glands scattered throughout the mouth. When we are young, these glands function rhythmically, secreting just the right amount of saliva needed for swallowing. speaking and digesting food. However, over time, with natural aging combined with disease-related factors, the functionality of the salivary glands can become disrupted. Conditions such as salivary gland infections, ductal obstructions, salivary stones, and even benign or malignant tumors can directly impact the production and drainage of saliva. When the salivary glands malfunction, saliva may be secreted excessively, or it may accumulate in the mouth because it is not drained properly. Especially during sleep, when the natural swallowing reflex weakens, this excess saliva can easily overflow at the corners of the mouth, leading to the phenomenon of nighttime drooling. This issue becomes even more pronounced in older adults as their ability to control the muscles around the mouth and throat diminishes steadily with age. It is important to understand that salivary gland disorders are not merely an inconvenience. If left undiagnosed and untreated, they can lead to dangerous complications. Widespread infections, abscess formation, and even complete blockage of the salivary ducts can occur, seriously affecting oral health and disrupting the entire digestive system. In rare instances, long-standing damage to the salivary glands may increase the risk of developing harmful tumors, posing a major health threat. Therefore, when older adults experience persistent nighttime drooling, especially when accompanied by symptoms such as jaw pain, swelling in the jaw area, dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, or unusual lumps inside the mouth, salivary gland disorders should be strongly considered. Early medical evaluation, salivary gland ultrasound or specialized testing will help pinpoint the cause and enable timely treatment, thereby preventing further complications and protecting overall health. 8th, oral and throat infections or inflammations. In individuals over the age of 60, nighttime drooling is sometimes not simply a result of muscular or neurological aging, but it could also indicate underlying infections or inflammations in the mouth and throat areas. When the mucosal lining of the mouth or throat becomes inflamed due to bacteria, viruses, or fungi, the body reacts by increasing saliva production in an effort to soothe and protect the injured tissues. This excessive saliva, combined with impaired swallowing caused by pain or swelling, makes it much easier for saliva to spill out during sleep. This is particularly true in conditions like tonsillitis, chronic pharyngitis, peritonsilla, abscesses, or oral candida infections, all of which are commonly seen in older adults, especially those with weakened immune systems. If these infections are prolonged and not properly treated, they not only cause greater discomfort, but can also lead to serious complications such as the spread of infection to the lungs, resulting in aspiration pneumonia, a life-threatening condition for seniors. That is why, when drooling is accompanied by additional symptoms, such as a sore throat, difficulty swallowing, foul breath, or a mild fever, prompt medical evaluation is essential. Identifying and addressing the cause early is critical for preventing more serious consequences and ensuring a swift and complete recovery. After reaching the age of 60, every small change in our bodies carries a profound message that we must listen to with sensitivity and self-love. Nighttime drooling, which may seem like an ordinary occurrence, can actually be a quiet sign of deeper, less positive transformations involving neurological health, motor function, respiratory health, or digestive function. It is not merely natural aging, but sometimes the body's gentle whisper urging us to pay closer attention to our health and well-being. Proactive awareness, timely medical checkups, and dedicated self-care are the true keys to preserving peace of mind and maintaining the quality of life throughout the aging journey. Every small action we take today, such as noticing changes in our bodies, choosing healthier habits, and embracing a positive attitude, forms the solid foundation for a stronger, healthier, and happier future. Before we wrap up today's video, if you found this information truly valuable, please leave a positive comment below as a loving commitment to yourself. For instance, "I treasure every moment of my good health," or any heartfelt message you wish to send to yourself. And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so that together we can continue spreading positive and enduring life values. Thank you for being here and for taking such wonderful care of yourself.